Yeah. I'm on my way. I'm walking. See, let me tell you something too. See, I gotta be real. And in order to really for God to find you somebody, first of all, you have to be. I'm gonna tell you about like in the streets. So you gotta be wifey material. If you're not the material of a wife, if you all over the place and okay, how do you treat men in general in your life? Or not even in your life, how do you treat men in general? If you, like I always say, I'm gonna be real. If you hopping around on everything and hopping here and hopping there and hopping here and hopping there and jumping. Okay, just say, like I said, for instance, if you say you jumping into another man's Gmail, what would you do if you had a husband? Think about it. Same with some of the fellas. You're looking for a wife. What do you do? What are you doing to the women that are around you? That's how you can always tell if you're ready or not. Because see, let me tell you something. That clinging and wanting to have a marriage, you have to be that material. See, me, I already know who I am. I'm a hands-off type of person because that's just how I've always been. Thank God I'm a gentleman. I know how to take charge. I know how to listen at times. I know how to lead. And a lot of other brothers also. That's why they're in marriages also. And same with the sisters. They're not clingy. They're not checking Gmails. And I'm just saying that in general, because it would show how you would act. So first of all, before you would, before you could say kingdom marriage, kingdom spouse, this you can speak as much knowledge as you want. You can speak as much understanding as you want. And to pray, we need to pray for yourself. See, don't pray for the ones that are married, because if you don't have and you're seeking, you need to be praying for yourself and not pray for yourself. Common sense will tell you need to check how you are first. Because as I said, jumping here and jumping there and jumping here and jumping there. That's why some, are not with their baby fathers today. That's why, some are not with their baby mothers today, or husband and wife. It doesn't really matter. But, it's before you really jump into that, when you say God, Christ, give me a kingdom spouse. First of all, you can't act like somebody that's uncircumcised, unsaved, and that don't follow God. That's the point. Because see, I'm gonna be real with you. To how you act is what you would bring to the person that you're with. So if you're jumping here, jumping there, and you're pretending like you're not, that doesn't matter. There's nothing new under the sun. So in order to receive the one that you want, sometimes you just have to go out there and then see if you can get it. And then you can ask God about it. But to try to involve God into being pushy, that's just witchcraft. So that's a real common sense tip right there. You can only receive if you were meant to receive. Because ask yourself, if you don't receive, would you really be satisfied? And common sense knows that's not, there's people doing the same and taking hours, and that's not part of the ministry at all. That's Oprah Winfrey, Alana Fix My type media type thing. But you put Christ in it. So right, it's actually witchcraft, even if you're not, even if you putting Christ involved in it, because the reason why it won't happen is because, right, remember, you don't have to push that much. You're push behind the scenes for what you want. Never let it be shown. That looks very desperate. And y'all be blessed, glorify God, always use your common sense if you say that you have it. And your common sense will come into fruition. And if you follow God also, then you follow God for your needs and your wants. But when your needs outshine the Most High God's, that's the common sense you need to know that what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that, but just don't put God in the mix of what you're doing. And because if it's really for God, believe you me, you'll be behind the scenes doing it. Why you think, brothers can step up, sisters step up, and next thing you know that they're married? Because they were not telling people what's going on, because God said don't speak. God said don't talk. So if somebody read a Gmail between you and somebody else, that doesn't really even matter. So like I said, right, so if somebody reads a Gmail between me and my woman, or me and whoever, That just goes to show you, what would you do in a marriage? See, that's just the point. So if you sneak around and you're doing things and you're reading Gmails of someone else, what would you do in a marriage? You're jumping around and jumping here and jumping in. What would you do? You should always think about it. What could you bring to your husband? Why would your husband want you? Right, that's like a flu. That's like being a floozy. Same with a man. Why would your wife want you? See, just think about that, and don't use God. Right, like y'all always say, use your common sense, but common sense is not always that. So do glorify God. You know, be at peace and just see and follow God the most, not for a kingdom spouse, but for God to be your kingdom spouse before anything. In Jesus' name, peace.